Good afternoon, viewers. You're welcome to jamesabeti.com TV. Today, we are in Ubokolo town in the office of a great writer, a medical doctor, Dr. Mark Ogbodo, the medical director of Lydia Memorial Hospital, Ubokolo. You're welcome. Dr. Mark, you're welcome, sir.
Thank you.
May we meet you?
Thank you very much. Great pleasure having you here today. I am Mark Ogbodo. I'm a medical doctor and a writer. Thank you.
When did you think you can write? When did it occur to you that you can write?
Thank you very much.
Yes.
I think that's ambition started in my GSS2. When I was in GSS2, in my secondary school, in Unique Secondary School, Makodi, back then. That was when the idea came to me. Reading literature in English, then when we're being taught, the great writers, we read them. And I thought one day that I will also be read. And I started nurturing the ambition. And in my 300 level, that was when I started the first novel, The Journey. It took me 5 years to finish. I finished it 2016, launched it 2017.
You started in secondary school. Obviously, you were a science student then.
Yes, the ambition was started in secondary school, but the writing documentation started in 300 level.
300 in the university.
In the university.
I used to think that science students are not literally inclined. How come you have this flair? How did you develop it? What does it take for you to do it?
Okay, thank you very much.
Sacrifice you had to make.
Thank you very much.
Yes.
Firstly, I will say, and I will keep saying, that it is an inbuilt talent that is supported or brought to limelight by passion, determination, consistency, and persistency, not forgetting hard work, an inbuilt talent. So passion, consistency, determination, persistency with hard work are the factors that supported the inbuilt talent to materialize.
Has it ever occurred to you to take courses, personal courses on literary work to develop the passion, the talent you have?
Well, I read a lot on that. Then I'm a member of Association of Nigerian Authors. So when we have our conferences or when people are given lectures in those areas, I do attend. And I do not forget studying on my own, reading the necessary books. Because in writing, there are guidelines for writing. Then I also follow online platforms where I read when they make updates on writing. There are guidelines for write-up. I ensure I read those guidelines and I follow them. Because my story is going to be my story, but universal guidelines must be followed in literature. So all of that, I have been following them.
Are you an A student? You were in the university 300 level, you were able to do this. Medical science is tasking. I'm surprised that you were able to do this.
Yeah, I think if we must have heard the word multi-talented.
Yeah.
Yes, I think I will admit to that. Some persons are multi-talented, and I will say I am one of them. In life, what we all need is to, first of all, what an individual needs is to first of all examine his or herself and know what he or herself can do and what he or she is made up of. So if you know that you are multi-talent, you have multiple talents, you bring those talents into use. Those talents are going to lie fallow within you until you are wake them up and then put them into use and employ the necessary machinery that will bring them into fruition or manifest in their fullest capacity. That was one. I have to first of all understand that. Then secondly, I devised a means. I always tell people what may I do is I just put it down on writing 30 minutes in a day. After my daily work, the medical work, even after graduation as a medical doctor, attend to your patients, finish your surgeries, 30 minutes in a day. If you write 30 minutes in a day, that was why when I was saying the characteristics that backs up the inbuilt talent, I mentioned determination, I mentioned passion, I mentioned consistency, and then I mentioned persistency. You must be consistent 30 minutes in a day and then persistent. You must pursue that thing in line non-stop with that determination and passion. So when you come 30 minutes every day and you keep to that day, you should be able to write thousands of pages of a book in 6 months to 1 year. Then you will now start reversing because you're going to do a skeletal sketch first, then you start adding flesh. In 2, 3, 4, 5 years, depending on how you go, my first one took me 5 years, you'll be able to finish it. So that was how I started, followed it, and I must keep follow my also medical books because I was excelling well too in my medical school, and even now I'm still doing my best and I still do combine them. So those talents, you harness them and make them a passion, so that by the time you sit down, you are writing, it flows effortlessly.
What encouragement do you receive from the society, from your friends, from family members, from mates in the school? Encouragement. Oh, you're doing too much. Allow us to stay. All this. What level of encouragement did you receive from
Well,
society?
okay, I get encouragement in literature. In literature, particularly in this part of the world, you don't expect much encouragement. So the number one thing I did, the first thing I did when I was coming into writing and all of that, was to take off my mind off eulogies from people, encouragement, praise singers, and then expectation that is coming into writing with the hope of making money. No, that's why I say passion. I started with passion. I'm only bringing into play or into existence my passion. Products of my passions are the things I bring into life or into existence. I chase my dream without expecting anything. If you expect, because plenty people feel by writing you're not a billionaire or millionaires to start with. So if you come into writing, I know that the book has to be presented to the public. I do the public launch. These days there are modern ways of doing it. You can do a Zoom, you can do an online public launch, you can just anyhow you want to do it, you can do. But if you come that physical, if you do not expect anything. Present the book. And even my books are approved. 2 of them have national approval. I don't even follow them up to like, okay, the publishers are the ones that handle them more. Some I don't even get anything in return. But the books are being moved, and I do all the necessary work to promote them. But I still do not expect. But all I know is that my passion, my dream, is achieved. I am fulfilled by delivering. Even if they don't give me returns, if I go to bookshops and go to schools and I see my books in the hands of the people, whether pirated or not, the number one thing is I'm fulfilled. Okay. If you expect too much or expect things from people, you get discouraged, disappointed, and you give up on your dream.
All right, talking about discouragement, doctor, you may not be encouraged, but did people discourage? They say you are a medical student, you are doing something that is tasking. Why are you bothering yourself with this so much? Things like that. Did you receive them from friends, family members?
Yes. Like even when I was the first one, when I was to publish the first one, I had a comment from somebody which was discouraging. Have you read books that you are trying to write or something? I overlooked it. I heard other comments when you are trying to publish. This one you are trying to publish this thing, and is it not going to bring you setback financially and otherwise? Why not put those things into other things? These are dreams that if you listen to them, they will be killed. Those dreams will be killed. But there are still encouragement from other people who have tried to throw that part but couldn't. They will always encourage me. I get encouragement from like particularly, let me even come down to my people. the Royal Highness Adobe. He has been very encouraging. His words, his blessings. Do you understand?
Yeah.
His own son doing very well. He has been doing that. That one I must confess. And there are a lot of people, some other persons, who say, oh, my person doing this, I have gotten a lot of that from many people. My alma mater, my secondary school, secondary school, the encouragement from there is no book launch that they never supported. There is no one that they never supported. The ones that are approved for all the classes, they always get them. Even come to my university, Igbinedion University, earlier this year, I was at the school. I visited. I was hosted by the university vice chancellor and other top management members. The encouragement was wow. He encouraged me. He said the whole details about me should be documented and captured in a university alumni. And if you go to net, you still see it online. It was well captured. From other well meaningful Nigerians, they have also done that. And also, more importantly, my senator, the senator representing Zone C, distinguished Senator Dr. Abamoro. He has the minority leader at National House of Assembly, Red Chambers. He has been very supporting too. He has been very, very supporting. I always get encouragement from not people like us that I'm not even a politician, but he always welcomed me despite me not even being to his class. So he has been very supporting. And other people too, within this zone, has been supporting. Some religious leaders are also supporting. A lot of persons. They might not support you financially, of which I am not often open to that financial support. I don't like it. But if you want to buy the book and all, no problem. But those words of encouragement, you are doing very well. There are a lot of people. Come to Association of Nigerian Authors, there are so many that have supported me. Even the person that forwarded my third book, The Untold, the Secretary General of Pan-African Writers Association, headquartered in Ghana, he has been also very supportive, and that's why he supported me by giving go ahead by accepting to forward the book. So if you even come to the medical field, a lot of doctors, I must confess, they have been very kind in words, supporting my talents manifested alongside the medical practice.
Oh, okay, doctor, coming to the getting your books out now. How easy or difficult was it for you to be published? Were you easily accepted by publishers, or you had to cajole them?
Okay, well, the first time when I started, first book, second book, I wrote to some well-known publishers. I don't want to mention their names now. They turned me down. I will write, they will take to Lagos, submit, there are processes you follow, they will return back. They are not publishing this type of manuscripts now. They gave me that response twice on my own, the journey and Amo Maternelle. They are told I didn't go through them like that. So those ones turned me down. This other first one, I have to now publish it from self-published, then printed from Benin. Okay, because that time I was basically in Benin. I was not too used to the publishers in Makurdi. Then the second one, after being turned down, I went to Aboki. I submitted the same time to those other ones and then to Aboki. Aboki said they'll get back to me. They go back to me, called me for interview and all of that, gave me the necessary editing aspect, and I accepted, and I got published with Aboki. The third one of our own, Igede, has opened her own publishing company newly.
Okay.
So I said my own is having, so I'm not going to go far. So I gave her immediately to publish. So he brought in their editors, and they did what they were to do, and I got published. Now my own publishing company, Adiku Publishers, is registered. Subsequently, I'll be rolling out my book for my publishing company.
Good. So now you're going to be publishing from your own firm now?
Yes, I'll be published subsequently. I'm publishing others.
Oh, okay. The reception is huge from what you say now.
Yes.
You have been approved for national schools to be read in schools.
Yes.
Now, what is the reception? What is the marketing about, all about now?
Okay, like the National Educational Research and Development Council in Sheda, Abuja, they approved my second book, alma mater, as a supplementary reader for GSS2 in the whole of Nigeria. That was then. Then the second one this year, January, I think the letter was dated, is it 26th January? They approved my third book, Untold, as a general reading text. So that one has a wider coverage. Then if it is for secondary schools, there as a sub-approval for all GSS3 students in the whole of Nigeria, then general reading text. That one is the publishers that have been handling those ones basically. Basically, I know not too long, someone called me from Abuja, that's Gombe, some schools in Gombe wanted the Untold. Okay, I told them to go ahead and all of that. Okay, so it's the publishers that are handling them. For now, no returns yet. And not too long, this book, the alma mater was approved as main text from that 2021 that it came out. Why Untold immediately came out 2023, it was approved as supplementary for GSS2. But this year's approval for upper basic schools, school level, basic 7 to 9, and then GSS3, that's basic 7 to 9, alma mater is approved as main text for basic 8, that is GSS2, and is the number 2 text on that list if you are going in the order of preference. Then Untold is number 1 text for GSS3, which is basic 9. So as main text, all GSS3 students are to read Untold, and all GSS2 students are to read alma mater. So those ones too have been approved, and the publishers, that's why the Benue State
3 Untold,
GSS3 Untold, GSS2 alma mater, and is by the Benue State Ministry of Education. So this is the book list for July 2024 to 2037. So this one too, the books too, they will have to read. But I've notified Aboki, which is the publisher of the other one, and the publisher of the second. Okay, me in person, I've not been able to go out, except when I start my publishing firm fully, that I'll have branches and have people who will be running the schools the way Advanced University Press do run.
Yes.
They'll be running like that. And I will have branches at least in every state or each geopolitical zone. Then have managers that will be handling in those destinations.
That's a huge task there, huge plan, but it's achievable. I'm not saying it's not achievable.
Definitely.
Now, somebody want to know why you think you can run a hospital and then you do all those things. How can you marry them together?
Thank you very much. Everything is all about management.
Yeah.
Management. They say leaders are what? Some say leaders are born, but leaders are made. You might be born with a trait, inborn, but I said earlier, you must awaken or wake up those traits in you, or those passions that are lying fallow. Any talent you have, if you don't wake them up, they must lie fallow. So you wake them up. So leadership, management, probably are also inborn talents or traits that I have awakened long ago, because I started leadership right from my primary 5, 2004, when I was made compound prefect in Holy Family Primary School, Kansho. That was when I started, and that was when I started leading people. That was when I started ruling. So managing things and then managing humans has been one of my passions that I've been doing. So when you do all these things and you want to grow, you're going to do what is called division of labor. You will be a manager or the overall person overseeing some things, to an extent the CEO, but you're going to put managers who are capable in those areas. Then you put in watching team, guiding them in the right direction and checkmating them.
Okay, let's come back to your associations.
Yes.
You're a member of ANA,
Yes.
the Medical Association.
Yes.
What other membership of, what other union association are you a member of?
Okay. I know I'm a member, the other one here, Society of Young Nigerian Writers, that last one, that's membership certificate there.
Okay.
The ones that gave me this award. I'm a member of a Nigerian Medical Association, Benue State branch, the immediate past public relation officer. I'm a member of Association of Nigerian Authors, Benue State branch, the immediate secretary, past secretary. Those are the key ones that I am true members
Oh,
now.
okay.
The other ones were when I was in school. I was I was a lector before. I was a member of Lay Reader Association. Those
Okay.
ones are within the church,
Okay.
the national bodies.
All right, coming
Then
to
I'm also a current member of
Mm.
the Association of Private Medical Practitioners,
That's
Medical and Dental Practitioner, Benue State chapter. I'm a
okay.
member of that one too.
Okay. In Nigeria today, the society is so bad that young men don't read again. They are no more creative. They are no more awakening the passion in them. What is your call to them?
Thank you. My call to them is to develop that habit of reading. It's a habit. Whatever habit you don't put into, develop, Wallace life and or die out, is to develop that habit. Because by reading, we learn a lot. There is this saying that we learn from experience. We learn from experience. And I always keep telling people, we must not learn from personal experiences, but we can learn from the experiences of others, which are what? Well documented in books for us. So you read. Growing up, the books I read most are what? Biographies or autobiographies. And that's why if you look here, you see them. You see Long Walk to Freedom by Nelson Mandela is right here. You see my experiences. Is it experiments of experiences? Mahatma Gandhi is also here. These are the Obasanjo's autobiography is not here, but most of those experience autobiographies and biographies, and then by the one by Bess and Ben Carson, I read them. Those great guys, how were they able to make them? They are great leaders. They are great achievers. So I read autobiographies and biographies a lot, and I have them here. So you must develop that habit of reading because there are some things you're not to learn from personal experiences. You're going to learn them from the experiences of others, which are already documented for you.
Okay, doctor, you from 2022, you have been a public relations officer of Nigerian Medical Association, and we understand too that you are vying to be the vice president of the same association. Either you are now, or the election has not come and gone. So, what would you like to tell us why you want to be the vice president of the Nigerian Medical Association in this area?
Okay, thank you very much. I was the public relation officer from 2022 August 19 precisely to 10th of August 2024. So the elections were conducted and we handed over on the 10th of August this year, 2024. I vied past tense, for the position of the vice chairman, but it was the person, my opponent from the Benue State University Teaching Hospital, that won. And I believe leadership comes from God and given to people at the right time.
Usha Anenge?
No, Usha Anenge was the former chairman, and now he's the vice president too in the whole country. So the person is Moses Agua that won the position of the vice chairman currently.
Okay. You are a medical doctor and a medical director. How is the practice like these days of Tinubu's government?
Thank you very much.
Yes.
It has, let me say, it has been wonderful. It has been wonderful practice, particularly in the medical, in the private sector. The private sector has been wonderful. There is, of course, we are all aware with the high level of inflation in the country. So a lot of things are expensive. And then even in this part of the country, there's no light. Everything we have to do run on gen. Over 97% of everything we do, I must say, run on gen. If you are doing an operation, there is no operation that I've done in this place that runs on NEPA from beginning of the operation to the end. So the drugs are expensive, everything is expensive, but we must maintain our standard. So you go to the best quality that we bring about good results to the people, maintaining that standard. Of course, it's hospital, there are protocols we follow in the hospital. You follow them. They will always say the hospital is expensive. The hospital is expensive. But yes, if the outcome is good, once they come, get good results. That's cool. And then the least expensive drugs that are the most affordable drugs that are effective, you go for them and make sure you don't play tricks with your patient because that is the number one thing in health. Thank you.
Okay, probably lastly, or before my colleague comes, we're going from NMA, medical science, to literary work.
Yes.
You are a man of many parts, so allow us to do that.
Okay.
What are you experiencing with plagiarism? Plagiarism, you put your book in the market, somebody go and pick it, print it without your knowledge, and is making money over it. Have you experienced that?
Well, that's piracy. For now, I've not gone round the whole level market to verify. Do you understand? But when I was with somebody high-ranking person, he said he was in Makodi, and I went to a bookshop to get books for the daughter, and she saw my book there, Untold. Do you understand? I think it's only one bookshop I've given that book in Makodi, which is Benkos. So if I see it in other place, except the publisher is marketing, and then I've not been informed of how the publisher is marketing. So that's something that oftentimes people do. There are a lot of books that I bought. I bought one book, all those old Chino Achebe's books that I want to read again. I bought them. Even when I bought them, I can't read them because of piracy. So they are photocopied that you see the words are so tiny that I can't read. I have them here. I use my hard-earned money to buy them so that I'll read, but after buying I can't read because of piracy. Those ones you have them. But I've not really gone around the whole marketing system. But it is something that is very common in Nigeria.
Okay, Doctor, there is a phenomenon in Nigeria medical. It's not peculiar to medical field, but we see that there is a problem of brain drain in the country, where a lot of people in your specialized area actually, go to, work abroad. In fact, now there is a high, the problems on the increase on the what side. But you are here, and perhaps you have something to say. Number one, why is it that somebody like you, how are you making it that you are not enticed to that problem of brain drain and going abroad, and what do you say about this issue of brain drain generally? So I think it's important so that we can learn something. Our audience can learn something.
Thank you very much. Let me take it from the overview of the brain drain. Everybody seek a greener pasture. Everybody seek a greener pasture. And then you say the brain drain, the effect of the brain drain is on the rise now. Because the inflation in this part of the country is on the rise too. As it goes up, it doesn't come down. What you can, like as of the time I was leaving university, 2015, a liter of fuel was what? That's Jonathan's time. Buhari just came, but before then, at about 67, 65, it would take just roughly 3,000 naira to fill my full tank. My full tank is 3,000 naira. As of last year, it was taking maximum of 12,000 naira for my full tank. Maximum. As of last week that I went to Makodi, it took me about 85 to fill my tank. 85,000 to fill my tank. From 12,000 naira to 85,000 naira. Let's say your salary as a doctor is 200,000 and you have to use 85 for a trip to fuel your tank. So you go to a place where you can manage them, where you can be well paid. If they pay you in dollars and you convert it to naira, now you know how much you're going to earn in Nigeria. So the brain drain will continue to be on the rise. The working environment too, it's not conducive for the doctors. So apart from seeking the greener pasture, they will keep going. Insecurity is on the high side on the aspect of doctors. Within the few months, I will tell how many doctors have been kidnapped. So they will go to a place where insecurity is zero or less. So that is why they're on the high side, going for where they can manage and live comfortably and groom their children to become something or to be exposed to a better life. On my own side, on the aspect of the brain drain, running for greener pasture, I am not a fan of going to be a second-class citizen in another man's country. Then my talents, if I allow the white man's country or the white men to be aware of my talents, they'll keep begging and pushing every day for me to come. I want to use my talents to develop my country. And that is why I have started from somewhere. You start from anywhere, from the rural area, then you grow so that you can be able to study the challenges of the people from the grassroots. I can't be in Lagos and know the challenges of my people when I'm not living with them. Even today, someone told me that you will soon go abroad and leave the country for us. I said, I'm not going anywhere abroad. Mm-hmm. My talent, is only money. If I have the money, I'll build the best hospital where I want it in Nigeria. It can start from here. And then they'll be bringing people from abroad for treatment here. I will hire the best hands in the world. The way the white man hires the best hand, I will hire the best hands in the world and bring them here. And make the the environment security friendly for them. So my talents is to be used talents are to be used for the development of my nation. Then I want to also learn how I will expand and build facilities and projects that will benefit my people. So you can make it anywhere you are. I'm not I'm not an extravagant person. If you see me anywhere, I'm always on t-shirts. So high life, living those extravagant lives are not my thing. And I don't like Lagos and Abuja. I don't like where the noise or there is hold up. I want where I can be on my normal low-key life and maintain a simple life, touching lives.
Okay, that's good. I want a low-key life. I don't want an environment that's saturated with noise. I think from there too, I pick something from there. When I want to leave Lagos, my family was saying, "Why don't want to go to Benue? It's so quiet." But ironically, that's the place I like. I'm tired of this noise, traffic. Saying this, we will be closing now. But before we press the button to shut down, there was a time on the assumption of office of the governor of Benue State, now Governor Reverend Father Hyacint earlier. When I asked a question, he looked at me keenly and said, "Young man, I think you are a devil's advocate." Because you're not supposed to ask me this kind of question. But when we have an opportunity like this, it's rare.
Yeah.
So I'd like to say this. When I came here, I saw a troop of young ladies, and I was asking, are all of you working here, or are you students? Because my position is that maybe they are interns. So they answered me. But I was asking a question. Is it a specialist hospital that you are running? Or is it a generalized? Is it a general interest hospital?
General practice, general medicine.
Medicine. Okay. And then what do you have to say finally on the performance of the governor of Benue State, Reverend Hyacint, since assuming office last year? One, in the area of healthcare. What do you think? Do you see any difference for somebody who's operating within Benue State, at least, should be able to be an observer in this area. So, particularly, how do you rate the governor of Benue State in the area of healthcare delivery and development?
Thank you very much.
Then, any last message from you that we didn't ask you?
Okay.
to put it across. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much. Appreciate your time. On the aspect of the governor of Benue State, Reverend Father Dr. Hyacinth, your name earlier, on a general scale, I think I will score him. I'll give him an A. I'll give him an A. Distinction. General performance, I'll give him an A. I'm not close to him. I don't know him. I don't know him in person. He doesn't know me in person. I'm not belonging to any political party where they will praise people. I'm not looking for any pushing for any political appointments. That's okay. But when I went to Makurdi, within his first year of leadership, I went to Makurdi. We have been living in that Makurdi, New Jare, since 1985. That New Jare, where the MTN mask is. The road network built by the current governor, Hyacinth Yonemalia, I must say it's wonderful. Go through the Akpehe. There are places you never knew, from the Abukishula Road to the Wuruku Market. You never knew that these roads are actually streets. You are taking, even by it, you will say places, maybe a forest that you have a path worn out by foot of people. He constructed roads for them. You don't just come and grade the road using the grader. Within a week, if he puts a grader on that road, if he comes next time, the road is tarred. That's something I must commend. I must commend. The road network in Makurdi is excellent, and he's still doing more. Then come to offices. There are so many offices I will enter in Makurdi back then. Cobwebs are everywhere. You say director managing and trying to shift himself to dodge cobwebs. Go to the state secretariat, see what is there. See other things, the Benue radio or something, or news or punch. He has everything. He has put them in order. He has resuscitated them. The ones are not there. If I go to Makurdi, I went last time, I was looking for Benue bread everywhere. Benue bread is as good as, is second to none. And I will encourage them to maintain the standard. So we have Benue bread. So if I come and I have that kind of bread and it's available, why should I be competing, struggling to buy something that I'm eating that is not even adding value to me? I must buy my own. If I go to Makurdi, I tell them I'm not buying any bread apart from Benue bread. That's my bread. As a Benue indigene. All of those things he has done. There's another thing the governor is doing very well that I must commend. He always works with the best hands. And it's because he's working with the best hands. That is why he's achieving results. Go to teaching hospital. Dr. Wande is a CMD. See developments within shortest possible time. Because the guy, the CMD is what? Somebody that knows what to do. That is why he's delivering. I'm not saying every other person that I've done before him has not done well. But what I'm saying is that the person he has put there is delivering. Look at the Commissioner of Health. Also delivering. There are so many areas that he has approved. They approved the HIV unit for me. They approved the immunization unit for me. Of course, the commissioner. There are other things, even when I was PRO, there are many other things that we went to push the governor, to request from the governor through the commission. There, he was granting them. Some he granted, but they are still being processed because he wants to put everything in order by studying them. Because in leadership, you don't just rush into approving something. You know what everything surrounding, ups and downs, surrounding that thing, the advantages and disadvantages of approving now and approving that said request. So he has to study them before granting approval. If I'm still in the position, I must do the same. He's doing them. There are so many things he has approved for the teaching hospital, for those working under the general hospital. He's doing that. So he came in, the bond scheme, which is a scheme that was put in place by His Excellency Governor Gabriel Towasiswam, to motivate the medical students and to build the medical sector to a particular to a very high standard by making a bond between the students and then the doctor so that they work for some time. If you come when, because of that scheme, if there was a time the general hospitals were flooded with doctors, and there were now huge turnovers from the general hospitals. The scheme was stopped at a particular time. Governor Alia came, he brought back the scheme. That scheme will help doctors. So in the next nearest future, you will see general hospitals again flooded by doctors because they are being bonded to serve the state for 2 years. So that's a huge one. So he is doing excellently well on a general scale. I will give him distinction, even in the health part. Since it's health, I will not give him distinction. I will give him a C so that he will do more, because health is a progressive thing. For health sector, he has done well, very well. But in the doctors, we don't give distinctions like that. So I'll just give him a C for health so that he will do more.
Sorry. Okay, Doctor, the day is fast spent, and like I said, I'd like to shut down. But if there is anything specifically that you want out of here, we didn't capture your message to the medical profession, your message to the society, or any specific message, let us then we'll shut down.
Thank you very much. The message I'll give to the society is to encourage writers. Encourage writers. That's one. Secondly, encourage your own that is doing very well. Encourage your own that is doing well. You don't need to be the same family and all. Encourage your own that is doing very well in every aspect. For the government, those of us in the health sector, private health sector, particularly in the rural areas, although I've gotten huge support and approvals from the Ministry of Health, but from the Commissioner and other bodies, and a lot of other persons partnering us, always willing to teach, but traveling down here because of insecurity, they're always on low key, is to support the private sector, particularly in the rural areas, as much as possible, so that we can have a subsidized medical treatment for the people in the environment. For example, I'm struggling hard to get a solar system that will power everything, so that I will not be relying on the generator charges that will be added. Those ones will go off. Support them. Support the healthcare in the rural area. Support those that are doing very well. Even the governor, as a medical expert and is doing well in rural in the literary aspects, I can be made a literary ambassador to the Benue, where I also aid my voice. Literary ambassador to Igede people or to Zone C. Those ones are things that I can be made because I'm always giving my best in anything that I do. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.